What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy Lucha, aka Matthew J. Brownlee, and I'm here with another, well, not another, maybe another WrestleMania recap review. I don't even know if I did one last year, but WrestleMania this year is in the books, and we got two new champions. Yay! Well, wait, we got a lot of new champions, but top champion. Yay! Jey Uso is now your world heavyweight champion, and number 17, John Cena. He has done it. He's beaten Cody Rhodes with some help from Travis Scott, and he became WWE champion, the last real champion. He says, "No more other champions could fight for another title. That world championship goes to John Cena. He's never going to um, lose it ever again. He's going to be champion forever." That's what he says. So there's two nights, obviously, night one, night two. Uh, uh, how was WrestleMania? It was okay. That triple threat, those two triple threat, that's two triple. The one with Punk, Seth, and Roman, from a storyline purpose, woo, money. But that triple threat, Bianca, Iyo, and Rhea, woo, woo. That was a match and a half. Right, that was a match and a half right there. Oh, about 5 stars. Those are two 5 stars right there. Those are 5 star, 5 star. You get 5 stars from that. That the triple threat match, the open night two with the women, best match, best wrestling match the whole weekend. They picked up and killed it and killed it and killed it. Sheesh. Um, So there was good stuff on the show, and you know how good. You know it's crazy how good that match was. That match was so good. That match, as I'm seeing, only 14 minutes, 14 and a half minutes, 14 minutes and 25 seconds of banger, banger. If that, bro, if that don't get 5 stars, Dave Meltzer's on the drugs. But so seven matches on night one, 7 matches on night two. Um, Pretty much, I think out of the whole thing, I think one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Out of 14 matches, I think 8 of them should have been on the card. Maybe it did 9 because Randy Orton, I guess, deserved to be on the card. You could have just made WrestleMania Night one whole show, and low key, that show would have been fire, I think. And also, I think that you should have main evented with that women's triple threat match because that was fire. You know what the problem with the WrestleMania was? The problem I think with WrestleMania was it was a good show. The show was good, but it didn't feel like WrestleMania. You know, I think WrestleMania is all about like these moments and these story beats. And if you don't build, like people always say for AEW, people always talk about, oh, the wrestling, the wrestling is so good, the wrestling is great. That's good for AEW, but for WWE, you just wrestling. Right? Why are you wrestling? What's the story? And especially for WrestleMania, if the story's not there, people just gonna sit there. Like, for example, the New Day versus Raw Raiders. It was a good match, but it was a match that could have been on Raw because they didn't really build to the show. What happened was the New Day, like what 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, um, they went in Adam Pearce's office when he was already mad. We demand a shot for the tag team titles. He said, "You don't demand nothing. You want a shot at WrestleMania?" No, he said, "Oh, you demand it." And then Kofi Kingston was like, "Yeah, at WrestleMania." And then Pierce was like, "Nah, you don't demand nothing. You want a title shot?" Because he was always already hot about the Rhea Bianca Iyo thing that was going on. And he said, so you want a title? If you want a shot, you don't demand it. You earn it." So then after that, the week after, they earned it. I guess they beat LWO, which I mean, I'm not saying I could beat LWO. But I'm pretty sure any other tag team in the universe could beat LWO, maybe except for Legato. So they beat them, and then they was like, "Oh, we told you we're the best. We want Draw Raiders," and then they brawled, and then that was like the last time you seen both of them together. I think last week they did a video package, but nobody wrestled, and then this past Monday they did another video package, and then I think the New Day were playing the game, and then that was it. That was the story, and then WrestleMania. And then the WrestleMania match was on the card. Unlike at least for the Profits, the Motor City Machine Guns, and DIY, at least for them, there has been a story between the three of them. You would have put that. You would have put that match. Like if you would have did the opening match with Gunther and Jay, which was decent. We'll talk about that in a second. If you would have opened with that, and then after that, then you do triple threat TLC match for the tag team titles, and then Street Profits still win. They've retained tag titles. Okay, now we're cooking. Now we're getting the ball rolling. And then after that, then you do Jade Cargill versus Naomi, which was again Chef's Kiss Fire. We like those. Wish it was a little bit longer, but it was we can beggars can't be choosers. Then you get that match. Oh, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking with grease. And then Fatu, Jacob Fatu, LA Knight. Then he beats LA Knight. Yeah, new United States champion. We like those. And then, how grounded Americana beat Ray Phoenix. This match should not have been on the card. The match shouldn't have been on the card, but I understand why. It is what it is. At least my boy Chad Gable got a win, and my boy Ray Phoenix got to be on WrestleMania, even though he was on the show. Even though he debuted like 2 weeks ago, he got to be on WrestleMania. But that match was a thing. And then Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair. There was fighting for realsies. Tiffany Stratton retains her title against Charlotte Flair, which I figured she was going to do. I don't think there was a reason for Charlotte to win. This isn't the Vince era, because if this was the Vince era, oh yeah, that title would have been off of Tiffany. Charlotte Flair would be 15-time world champion. Woo! And then Ric Flair would have went in the ring. He would have strutted. Woo! The greatest of all time, Charlotte Flair. He would have did all that. It would have been a whole thing. Uh, but thank God, even though it was a little snug, not a little snug, it was a lot of snug. Uh, Tiffany wins, retains. So good for her. It will be interesting to see what is next for Charlotte. Whatever beef that they had, those two had, I think they got it out their system. So I think anytime they work together now from here on out, I think they'll be good. It'd be cool if they were a tag team. That'd be fine. And then the main event. Let's get to the main event. So back to what I was saying. I think there wasn't a lot of like I was saying. There was good. Like the matches were good, but it felt like a lot of times the story really wasn't there. El Grande Americano and the Ray Phoenix thing that technically just happened from Friday because um, Ray Phoenix eliminated Chad Gable from the Andre Giant Royal Rumble thingamajigger, which Carmelo Hayes he ended up winning. So good for Melo. Melo don't miss, baby. So that happened, and then El Grande Americano came out, and then he was the reason why Ray Phoenix got eliminated from the thing, and then they had the 6-man tag later. Ray got injured, but they won. They won the match, so they beat him to so El Grande Americano is going to beat Ray Mysterio, so that's cool. But then Ray got injured, so then Ray Mysterio got injured, and then Ray Phoenix took his place, and then they had a match for like 7 minutes. And that was the thing. Grande Americanos, gracias. He wins. Good for him. I wonder if they're gonna have Ray Phoenix go to Smack Raw and be with LWO since Ray is injured. That'd be interesting. See what happens tonight. But yeah. So Jey Uso versus Gunther. I thought this was a good match. I don't know if a lot of people thought this was a good match. I did think it was a good match. I think the people were sour on the match because of the ending. The ending where Jey Uso chokes out Gunther. Gunther taps. He chokes him out. Immediate tap, and which I think that was on is on brand for Gunther. For so whatever reason, he just likes to have a war and then tap out immediately. He did it with Ilya Dragunov. I think he did it in. I feel like I saw a match with him and Zack Sabre Jr. or him and I think it was him and Zack Sabre Jr. in like Evolve. I saw a Evolve match where they were doing it was technical wizardry. If you want to see that match, you can watch it on WWE Vault. They got great stuff on there. But I think he put him in a choke too, and Volter, but Gunther like tapped early. I think it's just a thing he does for whatever reason. But I think with this, I think the using the moves of Gunther, doing the power bombs, the clothesline, um, I think that was all good. But I think at the end, I think either if you're gonna tap him out, don't tap him out because Gunther. You can let him pass out. Give Gunther a hope spot because he's great. Pass him out. Try to do the roll over when they pin him and he breaks the pin. And then, then he like gets him up as soon as like Gunther gets out, boom, hit him with a spear, and then he tries to go for it. Then he gets an Uso splash, another Uso splash after all the Uso splashes he did, and then he gets him in the hole. Then he's like, and then he passes out. Ding, ding, ding! New World Heavyweight Champion Jey Uso. Or he could have did that. And he was like, well, it's not working. He didn't tap out. So maybe I still win my way. Hit him with a boom German spear and then hit him with another one of the fifth or sixth Uso splash. Then one, two, three. Boom, Jey Uso wins. That would have brought it because it was alright. It was like it was here. That would have brought it. Boom. That would have brought it here. But instead, it was like and like it didn't bring it down, but it was just like so three and a half, three quarters, something like that. But it was almost like four and a quarter, four and a half. It was almost up there, but the ending. Come on, you gotta do some good stuff with Gunther. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Gunther at the end of that. Next off, like I said, New Day, Raw Raiders, New Day, new tag team champions. The match was fine for what it was. It wasn't even 10 minutes, but the match was good. No complaints. But it's like the crowd wasn't into it because there was no story. Next up with a story of people. First of all, Naomi. Love me some Naomi. She got a new theme. She got new gear. She looked great. Like she looked like, but I'm not talking about Monet. I'm talking about Naomi. See what I did there? Great cargo. Storm did come with the weatherman in the back, and Naomi did a lot of the work. But Jade Cargo, she held her own. She played to her strengths. She did the thing where Naomi went to do a crossbody, but she caught her in midair in like suplex position. It was suplex. She did this thing where she had her this way, and then she adjusted her and like, power bombed her, hit her with the jaded for the win. Jade Cargo wins at WrestleMania. She is 3-0 at WrestleMania. Jacob Fatu. Now this, and I'll talk about this a little bit more about later about my pitch for the main event for tonight's main event. Sure. But Jacob Fatu, he did beat L.A. Knight for the United States Championship. Me, I love Jacob Fatu, and I'm glad he won, and I'm really glad he won. But it's just kind of like weird a little bit because like Jacob Fatu and like the Bloodline, they like had a whole thing. You would think like you would have thought that during the match, like after like during the match, Solo Sokoa, he would have came tried to help Fatu because of what happened with Tamatanga. Yeah, you thought that would have happened. And tried to help him, but ended up costing him. And then Jacob Fatu would be mad at Solo Sokoa. and and still United States champion LA Knight. Yeah, they did a cool thing where they did like Jacob Fatu. He wanted to do it from a splash, but he hit him with the BFT. Only two because he got his foot on the rope. In the end, though, Samoan drop hit him with some hip movements. Worlds, the dope, super dope movesault, and new Fatu. I love Jacob Fatu. I'm so glad. Good for him. I love Jacob Fatu. But it was interesting to see that Solo Sokoa, who had a dope suit on, wasn't really on the show. You just Fatu, I love you, Fatu, and then that was it. Yeah, I already talked about the Grande Americano. I love Chad Gable. He's so great. I mean, I love El Grande Americano, not Chad Gable at all. Yeah. Like, I already talked about Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. This was very, very stiff worked. Charlotte was laying them in. I think they thought that she knocked the tooth out her mouth, but I think her just mouth was just bleeding and it looked like her tooth was out. But she didn't. She didn't. She had a big old knot on her head at the end of the. Yeah, this match was tough, but she put over Tiffany Stratton. I think I honestly think they're good. Tiffany came out and she was like little Barbie dolls. Love Tiffany. She's great. She's gonna. I don't know how long she's gonna be champion for, but I think the next person to take that title off is still gonna be Naomi. The next person that's gonna take that title off of Iyo Sky is still gonna be Bianca. Next up, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns, your tribal chief. Put your ones up for your tribal chief. And a triple threat match. Woo! Boy, first of all, Seth Rollins, my goat, came out in all the black, and then they turned him off, and they switched it, and it came out all angelic. Oh wow, so good. Tribal chief came out. Not those doodle sneaks he had on the other day. He was rocking some good ones, Jays. And then CM Punk, he my five bands. Sorry, um, he had a video package with his old that theme is old CM Punk theme about him and it was so good just about his journey and how and you have to watch you just have to go watch it. It's fire. And then he came out to In Living Color, like the actual band In Living Color played, flanked by Paul Heyman. What time you see what time it is? It's clobbering time. Well, not for him because he lost. Not for Roman Reigns. He also lost your winner, Seth Freaking Rollins, my goat, baby. That's my goat. And actually, in my mind, I picked Seth to win, but I was like, he's gonna pin CM Punk because he's already mad that he's in the match. Pin CM Punk. Not only did I beat you night one main event Wrestlemania, I'm going to be world champion by next year. When you challenge me again, I can say not only did I beat you in the main event of WrestleMania last year, I pinned you. I'm the one I pinned you in the main event of night one of WrestleMania, and you can't beat me. And then CM Punk wins Royal Rumble, and then him, Seth Rollins, World Championship, Night 2 WrestleMania, and then CM Punk beats Seth Rollins. That's my thing, and that's what I've been saying for like a week or two, and I think that's actually what's going to happen. But this match it was fantastic. Um, Roman Reigns, he doesn't know what to do with the Ulafala. He was looking at Paul Heyman, and then he put it in his hand. He moved it away from Paul Heyman. Yeah, this was so good. Throughout the whole match, Seth Rollins uh, was trying to get at CM Punk. They both had, he was trying to get at CM Punk. They both had him down, and Seth Rollins is turning to Heyman like, "See, look, I told you, we gotta get him. Look what he's doing. We gotta get him." He was like, "Yeah, you're right." And then they was gonna do the shield bomb thing at the last minute. Bah! Took out Seth Rollins, took out CM Punk, and then towards the end of the match, CM Punk is like, "Hey, grab a chair, get a chair," and he grabs a chair, and He's like, give it to me. Give it to me. And then Roman's like, oh, you going to really give him the chair? Paul Heyman gives the chair to CM Punk. He's like, here you go. He was like, oh my God, you did it. And then he's like, yeah, haha. And he's like, I'm about to use it on Roman Reigns. And then, boom, low blow. Paul Heyman blow CM Punk. And then he started crying. What you made me do? You made me do this. And then Roman Reigns is on the phone. Got That's my man's. That's my wise man. Tell you one time for your wise man. And then Paul Heyman looks at CM Punk. He's in the position where you do the shield chair thing. And he was like, ah, look, my trouble chief. Look what's going on right here. A silver platter right here for you. It's Seth Rollins. Like, here you go. Here's my chair. And then he gets the chair. He's about to do the thing. Boom! Low blow. And then he put some extra stink on a low blow on Roman. He was like, ah, yeah, F you, bro. And then Seth Rollins stands up, not even looking at Paul Heyman. Just puts his hand out. Paul Heyman's right there. Hands Seth the chair. And then here we go again. Boom! Chair in the back to Roman Reigns. Takes out CM Punk. Boom! Stomp to Roman Reigns. 1, 2. Seth freaking Rollins. Main event. Night 1 WrestleMania with the dub over Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Woo! 5 stars, baby. 5 stars. Stop playing with them. Give them a 5 stars. Fire. By the way, Jey Uso, 3 3/4. New Day, 3 stars. Jade Cargill, Naomi, 3.5 stars. Fatu, LA Knight, yeah, 4 stars. Still fire. El Grande Americano, Ray Phoenix, 3 stars. Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair, 4.5 stars. I don't care. I like physical. I like the physicality. I liked it. And then like girl Tiffany stuff. Seth Rollins, CM Punk, 5 stars, bro. Speaking of 5 stars, Scott, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley. Woo! We can talk about this match. Mm, mm, man. Iyo Sky opens the show big. Woo! We love Iyo. She's great. She's the best. I love me some. I love Iyo Sky. Bianca Belair. Crowd boos Bianca Belair, but she was with the kids doing the double dutch, and then her stepdaughter was out there doing the double dutch and everything. Okay, crowd was still booing her, but that entrance that she did was fire. Rhea Ripley. Crowd loves her. Them some Rhea Ripley, but I mean this crowd was pro Iyo. It don't matter what. When Rhea was beating up Bianca, the crowd was cheering. Rhea was beating up Iyo. No, you don't beat up. They boo her. Yeah, they boo her. You beat up Iyo, we booing you. Iyo, they beat up. She beat up Rhea and Bianca. Big cheers. Bianca beat up Rhea and Iyo. Big boos. Rhea, you beat up Bianca, we cheer. You beat up Iyo, we know no me gusta. That's what happened with that. And yeah, man, this was so good, man. The story was pretty much Iyo Sky is women's world champion, but nobody was respecting her. Nobody was putting respect on her name. They was trying. They was in the match. She was like, she was pushing them out the way, and it was dropping her. And that's the reason why Rhea lost the title to Iyo in the first place. You're not taking her seriously. You know, look at me, Bianca. And then she got the reverse Rana and caught her with the over the moonsault. That's how she became world champion, and we was all happy about it. Yeah, that was good stuff. And then she did that to her again. Bianca tried to come up. Bianca did it fair. I mean, they all did it so good. Like you just gotta watch it. It's literally what I'm looking at. 14 minutes and 25 seconds of your life. Oh, watch this match. 14 minutes and 25 seconds and open the show. Go watch it. It's good. So good. And then in the end, they were in the corner. Man, I might load it up and just watch that match again. It was so good. Get Peacock $4.99. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But in the yeah. So they were Iyo was trying to get to the top. They took out Iyo. Boom, head smash on the post or somewhere on there because she was trying to get up um, um, Rhea, but nah, smashed her head on the post, and then Rhea and Bianca they was going back and forth. Bianca whipped Rhea with her braid. Then she blew boom KOD. She's gonna pin her 1-2. Nope. Over the moonsault. Pinned Bianca Belair. 1, 2, 3. 5 stars. 5 stars. Argue with your mother. There's 5 stars, and he don't give him 5 stars. Fuck Dave Meltzer. 5 stars. Fire. And I like that it was a pin on Bianca because and I also like that they mentioned that that Bianca was 4-1 because like a lot of people during the build of the show thought that they were gonna say, oh, she's undefeated because she just never said that she never got pinned. She never said she was undefeated. She's like, I never been pinned. The one loss that she did have, it was in the Royal Rumble. So it was like, hey, Bianca's 4-1 at WrestleMania. She lost to she lost in the Battle Royal, but that was it. She was never pinned. The other matches that she was in, she's won. I think I don't remember what that was for Rhea. I think Rhea was like I don't know 3-3 or 2-2 or something like that. Or Iyo was 2-2. But she was saying when she was going in, it was like she's perfect against Rhea Ripley in matches. She's what 4-0 now. She was 3-0 because she beat her in the triple threat match. She beat her in the triple threat match in NXT for the title. I think she beat her. She beat her for the world title, and think she beat her again before she pinned her again. And then again in this match, she beat her. Well, technically she beat her. And then same thing she said about Bianca Belair. Iyo just beat Bianca Belair in that, and when they was doing the tag team title match, she was like, "Yeah, Bianca got a good record on Bianca too." And she pins Bianca. She still got a good record on Bianca. We like to see those Iyo Sky. She's two and I think she like the match that she had with Bayley last year plus the match that she had this year. Yeah, Iyo Sky's them. She's one of them ones. Oh, let's go, one of them ones. Next up, Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest. Now night two. Now we're starting to feel like WrestleMania. Night two, Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest. Sin City Street Fight. This was really good. Good stuff. We like those. They didn't. I don't think they went in the crowd or did anything like super crazy outside the crowd. But the small space that they did do, they did it. It was really good. Crowd was into Damian Priest too. He had a dope video package and theme. I think somebody, whatever his theme person is, they played his thing. It was great. It was good stuff. So like those, and yeah, it was a good match. They set up tables on the outside. They brought a steel chair in the inside. Damian Priest got Future Sock DDT'd on there. I think Drew tried to do something to he tried to he put a steel chair over his neck and he tried to claymore him, but he caught him south of heaven on steel steps, only two. And then he goes to the top. He tries to do the Undertaker old school. Nah, Drew McIntyre pushes him. He falls, and then I think there was like a steel chair wedged in between like the middle turnbuckle, and then when he came in, boom, Craig Moore's face. It was so crazy. It looked good. Well, it didn't look good for Damian Priest, but Claymore face on that 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre wins Sin City Street Fight. You like those? Ah, my boy Dom Mysterio and new Intercontinental Champion. He defeats Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, and Seto. Yeah, though. My boy Penta. Good again. Good match. Good match. Um, they kind of had a Judgment Day alignment for like the first 5 6 minutes, and Dirty Dom was like, forget that. He he goes to push or kick technically, Finn to get into 619. And by this time, Carlito has come down. He's helping he's helping Judgment Day. Oh, that's my stomach's hungry. Hungry for some more wrestling. No, it's not hungry for food. Um, yeah, Carlito was just making sure nobody gets no wins. Nobody's getting pinned unless it's Braun Breaker or Penta. So quickly, Dominic Mysterio he tries to do 619. Nah, Finn Balor catches him, drops him. Like, what are you doing? And then he just starts stomping on starts beating up Dominic. And then there was a thing where Braun Breaker, because Carlito had Penta, because Penta was gonna, I think he hit Dom with the Mexican Destroyer. He was gonna pin him. Carlito said no way, not cool. So he got some on the apron or on the announce table, and then Braun Breaker was also on announce table. Spear Carlito through announce table. We like those. And then Finn Balor took out Penta, he brought him in the side, and then Dom Mysterio he was doing his thing. Boom! No, on Braun Breaker was doing his thing on the 619, and they was gonna go for Frog Splash. Nah, Finn Balor said nope, my turn, and then he goes Sling Blade on Braun. Uh, the two, the basement drop kick, shotgun drop kick, that thing. Coup de grace, 1, 2, psych. Boom! Frog splash. He saw what Iyo did. He was like, I'm gonna do that. And he does that. Pins Finn Balor. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. That crowd went stupid. Even Don was like, is this for me? He said, mwah, mwah, mwah. I thought he was gonna be like, oh, forget y'all. Nah, he was like, nah, I love y'all. He was giving them kisses. He wanted to go back to the ramp. The crowd was still chanting for him. He ran down the ring. He was like, I did it. I was eating it up. They was cheering for my boy Dom Mysterio. Good for him. I'm happy. Unfortunately, he the only one that walked out with the time. We'll talk about that in a second. Randy Orton, he comes, I hear voices in my head from the years of WrestleMania. And so he was like, I'm getting the match. Anybody, I challenge you. And say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. It was Joe Hendry, the champion of TNA, but the match was not long, like 3 minutes, and that's okay because I believe in Joe Hendry. Hey, Randy was like, I believe in Joe. He was like, okay, hold on, Scotland. Yeah, he was in on it. Joe Hendry got, he got a couple moves in, but he did the thing where he boom back things on Randy Orton because Randy Orton tried to RKO him in front of you. Like nah, he that took him out a little bit. He does his thing, and then he does the hey, and then boom RKO got him. 1, 2, 3 was over. 3 minutes. It is what it is. And then picks him. He was like, "Hey, good job." Gives him a handshake. Boom RKO again. Oh, you're TNA World. Oh, my bad, bro. RKO got him again. So that's that way. And then, and then Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. Match happened. It was fine. It was 17 minutes of, So the reason why I didn't like this match, and it wasn't even because Logan Paul won because I knew he was gonna win. Because why else? Well, I thought AJ was gonna win because of the go home match from uh from Raw when he beat Karrion Kross and did the whole thing. Karrion Kross did come out. He was like, "Hey, because one of Logan Paul's guys had brass knuckles. He was like, "Hey, we use brass knuckles," but Karen Cross was there. He said, "No, you're not going to use brass knuckles." Bong, popped the guy, took him out, or AJ took him out, and Cross was like, "Hey, you got to fight fire with fire. Use the brass knuckles. Just bong, one good time, get him." And he took it, threw him, and I think he like hit Cross or something like that. He went in the ring, boom, punched. Logan punched him with that titanium hand, hit him with the whatever that move is. Logan Paul wins. I think the reason why I didn't like this really match because it was like I like the because it was shot and drone on the drone did the thing, so that was cool. But it was like it felt like the we wanted the match. The match was supposed to be like Logan Paul. Logan Paul, he's gonna do some crazy, ridiculous, flippity dippity. I'm gonna do this crazy 1080 flip thing nobody's ever seen before, and I'm doing it better than your favorite wrestler or something like that. But it was just like he was being a heel and he was doing the thing where the people used to do to John Cena. And he was like, kick out, and then he just comes back and then and then he wins. That's pretty much what happened. That was how this match was. It was like, so yeah, that was that. And then, oh guys, it don't get better. Um, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, they defend their titles against Lyra Valkyria and the mystery partner who somebody attacked Bailey to take her out the match. Surprise! Becky Lynch! Oh my god, I'm so surprised. They did my girl dirty. They did Bailey filthy. And what made it worse that they did it filthy, what made it worse was that the reports say that Bailey wasn't even really injured. And it was planned for weeks. They don't make this is so Bailey was in a feud with Roxanne Perez. They could have had a Mania match, and it could have been a decent Mania match that Bailey would have probably lost anyway to Roxanne Perez, but it would have been okay because she would have got her WrestleMania. They would have had a great WrestleMania match, like Bailey had a great one last year. Her and Prodigy, fire. They would have had the match, or at least you could have just did it if you even if you didn't want Bailey on, even if you did not want Bailey on the what on WrestleMania couldn't fit her on. You could have had her on freaking Stand and Deliver. People would have watched that match, and you had freaking Roxanne on the pre-show of Stand and Deliver. You had a feud with both of them, and you could have did Bailey versus Roxanne at Stand and Deliver, and then you could have just did Bailey or you could have just did whatever that we so you could have did the pre-show like the pre-show you could have did the triple threat match with Metaphor, Gigi Dolan, and Tatum Paxley and then the other ones whoever else was in that match the whoever I don't remember the Yeehaw people the Inspir not the I wanted to say fatal influence attraction. You could have had the triple threat in the pre-show, and then you could have did on the main show. You could have did Bailey versus Roxanne Perez, and then you could have probably gave Roxanne her win, like a win on that show, and then could have been like, "Hey, I beat Bailey on the show, main show. I want my shot at Stephanie Becker, who retained the title NXT," and then Stephanie Becker beat Roxanne Perez. And then you bring Roxanne Perez to SmackDown because she already did the thing on Raw. So then you bring her to SmackDown. You have her SmackDown, or you can have her on Raw, or you can keep her on Raw. I don't know. I don't care. I don't know. But it's so dumb that you planned this for weeks, and your best plan was like, hear me out now. I got how about right. We don't use Roxanne at WrestleMania, right? Instead, we do Liv and Raquel versus Lyra and Bailey for the tag team titles. It's like, oh, cool, we're gonna fight. Oh no, but no. You're gonna pretend that you're gonna be doing it right there, but then Bailey's gonna get attacked, and then in her place at WrestleMania, instead of Bailey, it's gonna be Becky Lynch. And they were like, genius. It's like, what? That's the best you can think of? That doesn't. Am I crazy? You could have literally what you could have did. Hey, you could, when you did the thing with them, you could have been like, hey, we want you. Oh, this is what you could have did. Bailey versus Lyra Valkyria for the tag team title, or for 101 for Intercontinental title, right? Bailey, or because they had the gauntlet match on the Majigger. They had the gauntlet match on that Friday, right? Liv and Raquel interferes in that match. In the match, oh, you throw the match out, nobody wins Intercontinental title. And then they beat her down, our tag team title champions, aha, in your face, right? Right. And then you do tag match, the gauntlet that they win on SmackDown, and they be like, oh, we're going to challenge you on Monday for tag team titles. Holla at your boys, holla at us. And then they were going to win, we're going to win. Roxanne Perez, boom, distracts, beats up Bailey or whatever like that, leave Lyra by herself, pin Lyra, like Liv pin Lyra, boom, and still tag team champions, right? Are you with me? Right? And then that leads into Bailey and Roxanne stand and deliver, right? And then Lyra goes to Adam Pearce. That's when Lyra goes to Adam Pearce. Cheated. I want a rematch for the tag team title. You'd be like, well, can't do Bailey. Gotta pick somebody else. Or you're like, you want to do Bailey again? Bailey's like, nah. I'm going to deal with Roxanne. You can figure it out though. It's like, well, there you go. You can figure it out by WrestleMania for a person. You can do it. Oh, now then we're talking. Now we're talking. Now we're cooking. I was like, okay, now they come out. Then Becky Lynch, boom. Okay, now Becky Lynch. Okay, now we're cooking. Okay. Now we're good. Now, okay. Then they win tag team titles. Fine, whatever it is, what it is. Cool. But then you'd be like, okay, you do that. I want Intercontinental title match because I beat Lyra. I pinned Lyra. I want Intercontinental title match, and then Liv beats Lyra Valkyria for Intercontinental Women's Championship, and then at Backlash, and then so she's the Intercontinental Women's Champion, and then Becky and Lyra are still tag team champions, and it was like, but we want everything, so we want the rematch that we deserve, but then they lose, but Liv is still Intercontinental Champion because Dom is now Intercontinental Champion. Now they're going to both technically still. They're probably going to both be Intercontinental Champion. That's how you do it. That's what you do. Easy. That was easy fix. Or if you wanted them all in WrestleMania, you couldn't put them on a stand-up ladder. Just make it a 6-person tag match. Make it a 6-person tag match. They still get the win. And at Backlash, if you want to be tag team champions, yeah, beat them at Backlash, and then you can continue to feud with Roxanne and Bailey. Everybody wins, but no, we're gonna put Roxanne on the freaking pre-show for Stand and Deliver, and we're not gonna put Bailey on WrestleMania. Trash, and they know they're trash. They did my girl Bailey dirty. Trash. No bueno. I'm happy for Lyra Valkyria because Lyra 2 belts. She tag team champion, Intercontinental champion. We like that for Lyra Valkyria. Tag team partner. That was some foul. That was filthy. It was filthy. It was filthy. No bueno. We don't like those. But we like Lyra Valkyria. And then the main event. Woo! Cena versus. Woo. John Cena beat Cody Rhodes to win number 17. Look, I'm happy for Cena. I love John Cena. I love love John Cena. He was my childhood. I watched John Cena live in 2006 when he was champion fighting against Edge. I saw that match when he was champion around that time. So I love John Cena. I love the U.S. Open Challenge. I like the World Champion John Cena when he came back and he was starting to put some wrestling stuff on. He did the U.S. Open Challenge. I love John Cena. This match was a John Cena match, but Cody Rhodes, like what I said before with the AJ Styles and Logan Paul, when Logan Paul and AJ was doing the John Cena, they were doing the John Cena with this match, but Cody Rhodes was John Cena. John Cena was whipping on Cody the whole time. Hit him, hey, boom, kick out. Hey, from the top. Oh, yeah. But I'm John Cena. Cody Rhodes is John Cena. And they're like, how can I win? What's going on? And then Babyface come back. Woo! He's doing the thing. Cutter. Oh, I'm about to win. And then Ref gets knocked out. And then Travis Scott comes out. Fiend, fiend, fiend. And I was like, okay, Travis Scott, yeah, we know he's gonna get the receipt, blah blah blah. And then I think he hits Cody. Oh, he hits him with the I think he hits him with the tried to hit him with a low blow. Something happened, he hit him with the crossroads. Ref comes in 1-2, pulls the ref out. Ref is knocked out again. And then Cody Rhodes, Travis Scott, they're arguing, fighting. Like, oh, what's up? You want some of this? You want some of this? And he kicks him. Boom. Hit him with the crossroads. And in my mind, after this, I'll be like, oh, what if you smell what the Rock's cooking? Yeah, the Rock's gonna come out. He's gonna do the thing. He's gonna beat up Cody Rhodes, and it's gonna be a whole thing. Yeah. Nah, that didn't happen. He kicked Travis Scott out the ring after like 30 seconds. Because he was just dead on the floor, 30 seconds. Took him out the ring. Turns around. He gets hit with the championship belt. I think he low blows him. And then I think he hit an attitude adjustment or whatever happened. And then 1, 2, 3, John Cena is the new WWE champion. Yep. And that's how the show ends with Travis Scott and John Cena both with the titles. With whatever title, that hardcore cool title that Travis Scott have, and then John Cena with his title. And that's how the show ended. Yeah. That's how the show ended. Trash. No bueno. I, I ha- I mean, first of all, if The Rock wasn't going to show up, and you guys knew The Rock wasn't going to show up, it made no sense whatsoever for Cody to lose. You lost because of Travis Scott. Travis Scott. Oh, yeah, he turns around, he kicks some low blows, and then, anyways, losing because of Travis Scott is crazy. Now, what I would have did. This is what I would. Okay, no Rock, fine, whatever. This is what I would have did. He did Crossroads if Cody was gonna lose. Crossroads, Travis Scott. Boom. He tries to take him out, and then John Cena has title in his hand. He tries to hit Cody. Boom. Oh no, he misses. Hits him with a boom, natural disaster. He takes him out. He hits. Does the boom, hits him with the crossroad, but he can't see out his peripheral vision. He hits it with crossroad 1, 2. Tries to do the third one. Oh, who's that in the ring? Boom! He gets hit with the gold. Boom! Right in the face. Gets hit with the gold. Who is that? Takes it out. Carmelo Hayes. They were like, Carmelo Hayes! What's going on? What's the meaning of this? And he takes him out. He hits him with nothing but net. Boom! And then John Cena. Boom! Attitude adjustment. Then ref comes in. 1, 2, 3. And new WWE champion Cody John Cena, and now John Cena's with the Carmelo Hayes, and now it's like whoa, Carmelo Hayes, he joined the Peoples. What's going on? Why does it happen? Now that's a cliffhanger. Now we're asking questions. Now we're like, what's going on? We need to know what's going on. And then the story would be Carmelo Hayes a couple of weeks ago, like maybe a couple of weeks ago, maybe like a month ago, or maybe it started at um uh whatchamacallit, Elimination Chamber when he turned heel. Maybe Carmelo was like, hey, how do I get some of that? How do I get in that action? How do you know how do I do? And then that's when the Miz comes along and he's like, oh, hey, what's up, Melo? We cool. And then that's when Carmelo was like, oh, light bulb. The Miz main evented WrestleMania with John Cena. He main evented with The Rock. Perfect. I could use The Miz to get to them. He was like, oh, what's up? Hey, Melo, don't Miz. Yeah, we're going to work on it. Forget about it. Don't even worry about it. We all don't even worry about it. Yeah, Melo, don't I like that. 9-time tag team champion. You're a tag team. Don't suck. And then he was like, hey, we should get into some of that action. You're an A-list star. You're the man. You're here. You're already here. Me and you, we align with The Rock and John Cena. We help John Cena get top title. Me and you, we get tag team champions, 10-time tag champions. Hey, how do we do that? He's like, oh yeah, that's good. He's like, here's the number. Because he probably has the number. He's like, hey, this is Mello. I'm trying to get, but he gets it, but he's in for himself. He thinks, he tells Miz all the things he wants to hear, and that's why he plays along. Like, oh yeah, the Miz, yeah, he's all right. He let him do that stupid curse, we're all Miz and whatever. And he's there when Mello wins the Andre the Battle Royal. He's there. He's like, yeah, the man. He's like, yeah, you cool, whatever. But in his mind, he's like, oh, I'm going to turn on this guy. So now Andre the Memorial Battle Royal winner meets John Cena, and then that's how he got it. But he takes out the Miz, and then he beats up Miz. And he was like, I thought we were a thing, and he turns on Miz and beats him up. And then they have match, and then he beats Miz, of course. And then they do the thing with the top title on, with him and probably Randy Orton with John Cena, triple threat backlash because John Cena, obviously, from St. Louis. And then maybe you do John Cena versus Randy Orton 101 at the next one, and then you do Cody Rhodes versus Carmelo Hayes, and then Carmelo Hayes he cheats to beat Cody Rhodes, and then you do Money in the Bank. Whoever wins Money in the Bank, probably Drew McIntyre because we like those, and then you get to SummerSlam. This is why I say LA Knight. Yeah, he retains over Jacob Fatu. That's he versus Carmelo Hayes for U.S. Championship. Carmelo Hayes wins United States Championship, and now they're both, with the championships because John Cena beat somebody, whoever at SummerSlam to be still world champion. Boom, we like those, but then maybe this time The Rock shows up. Then The Rock shows up, and then he beats up him, and then still champions now champions. We like those. That's how we do it. That's how you get Carmelo Hayes, who's down here with the Miz. That's how you instantly be like, oh, that makes sense. Now by next year, as he does his run as U.S. champion, now by next year, Carmelo Hayes, made man. Now he could be world. Now we can set him up for being world champion, winning, top tier world champion. That's how you do it. But instead, they just had Travis Scott be the one, the reason why Cody Rhodes is not champion. And that's why I said that WrestleMania, it wasn't like things were happening, like some good, like things were happening, but it's like there was no there was not, it didn't, there was no moments. It wasn't WrestleMania. There was nothing that made it feel like, okay, yeah, we like those. Yeah, there's nothing in that area that made us feel like, oh, yeah, this is, it felt like that opening match, that Iyo, that triple threat. Woo, that was WrestleMania. That was 5 stars right there. Drew versus Damian Priest. It was like four. It was like 3 3/4. It was good stuff. It was up there. Dom Stereo 4 star. Dom Stereo win. Yeah. 4 stars. We like those. Randy Orton versus Joe Hendry. I'm not gonna rate that because it was pretty much a squash match. If I do get a rate, it was like a star, 2.5 because it was Joe Hendry. Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. 3 stars, I guess, 2 and 3/4. It was that was like 2.5. I did not enjoy. Like the match was fine, but it was like my whole mind was just like, man, why is Bailey not on this card? Y'all did Bailey dusty on this. And John Cena versus 3.25, maybe The match itself was fine, but the ending, like the 2 world titles, like the matches were good, and the ending was just boo. But this would have been fire. Like if they would have had that triple, you would have took out that tag team title match, and you would have put in the TLC match. Good stuff. And then obviously, if Randy Orton would have been able to face Kevin Owens, good stuff. And unfortunately, we couldn't do that. But I would have. What if you would have put Roxanne Perez and instead of the U.S. title match, you could have put that on SmackDown, right? U.S. title match, and then Solo tries to intervene, but he doesn't. LA Knight still champion, yeah. You put in Bailey versus Lyra Valkyria or Bailey versus Roxanne Perez. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. So you do that. So you do open that match, and then you do TLC, and then you do Naomi, Jade, which we like those, right? And then you do El Grande Americana versus Ray Faye. Then you do that match, which was fine. And then you do Roxanne versus Bailey, which is good stuff. We like those. And then you do Tiffany versus Charlotte. We like those too. And then you do the main event. Now that's WrestleMania. Now we like those. That's good stuff. And then Io Sky. And then you the next night with that triple threat match. Good stuff. We like those. And then the Drew Mac, and then the Fatal 4 Way, and then Randy Orton. If he would have faced Joe Hendry in a decent match, that then we would have been okay. We would have liked those. If it at least would have been like 8 minutes, you're like, oh. And then if Logan Paul versus AJ Styles was just better, it'd have been great. And then at the Lyra Valkyria match, and then if you would have did that at the partner, what I said before of how you treated the match, then we would have liked those. But if you could just made a 6-man tag match, then we would have liked those again. And then John Cena, if you would have did the thing with Carmelo Hayes, now we're cooking. Or if you would have did Cena loses and then you still take him out and then he does whatever they do. Because then you would have did Cena probably wins King of the Ring. You do Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes for the title at Backlash in his hometown. We like those. But that was my thoughts on Mania. I thought it could have been like up here, but it was like here. And that was because of the so good. But overall, I give WrestleMania both nights. I give it like an 8 out of 10. The beginning, like the ending of night one, like the first, some of the matches of night one, it was fine. Beginning of night one, like the first half of night one, we liked them, and then the last ending of night two, or the first beginning of night two, we really liked those, and then the end of night two is like, but yeah, that was the show. It's a little long, 90 minutes or 60 minutes, an hour. That was WrestleMania for both nights. What did you guys think of the show? Did you like the show? Did you not like the show? What did you like about the show? What did you not like about the show? Did you agree with me? Did you not? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Who favorite match of the night? Me, triple threat. Both either one of them great. For a wrestling standpoint, it was that women's triple threat. The open storytelling part. It was the main event with Seth and them. They killed it. Loved it. My not favorite match of the night was probably the Cena match, man. I did not like it. I did not like the end of Travis Scott, man. I was not feeling it. Even though I gave the Logan Paul match, I guess it was probably Logan Paul and AJ Styles. I was not a fan of it. And then probably that I was not into it. But that was the show. What you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.